there are those days in life where you simply don't know where to start and what to do first, because there are so many things to do. But there's a really easy answer. The first thing you have to do is take out your journal and do something in your journal and have fun before you start with other things. Very important thing is have some coffee. Perhaps you're wondering why this is so light. You don't see this kind of coffee in my videos normally, but this has some really special stuff inside. It's with some almond milk with pistachios, cracked pistachio. Yeah, that is the right pronunciation in English, I think. I always mix it up with the Italian language where it's pistacchio. But that doesn't matter. Hi, this is Luisa Heinzel. Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. I would like to work in my construction site journal today. I would like to add some photos to this journal. But before I do that and before I show you my ideas behind adding photos into a journal, and again, I have had a really big source of inspiration for this video and for the thing with the photos. But before we talk about that, I want to show you what happened in this journal since you have seen it the last time. I have found some things in my new apartment. For example, this here. This was on the tiles in the bathroom. I have just peeled it off. You can see I have to solve this problem here because when I found it, I just took it and I have sticked it in here so that I don't lose it. If you don't know this journal and if you perhaps think, hey, what is that? What is she doing? There's a whole playlist linked below this video where you can find everything about this journal. I have filmed nearly my whole process about making this, and this is a mixture of junk from my construction site, which is the same like my new apartment at the moment. I moved from Austria back to Germany, where I was born. Not to the city where I was born, but back to Germany. And I have collected all of the junk in my apartment during the construction site. And by the way, the apartment is still a construction site. So when you see this video, I'm not in my craft room. This looks like I was in my craft room, but it's just, you know, the glass mat I have on my table normally, and the table I'm working on at the moment is just, you know, a tiny table which I have set up to be able to work and do what I'm doing here. Construction site, junk, and some printables. I have made a printable with these black and white things here. There are some abstract things and some florals. You will see more pages during the journal when I flip further. This is available in my shop. Of course, where else should it be? This here is called Brushed Blossoms. I have, this is of course also available in my shop. I have, for this printable here, I have also taken some things from the apartment. This pattern here, for example, is a really old wallpaper I found in my bathroom. That's basically this one. So this is the original wallpaper, and I then made the digital out of that. I will link all of the printables down below in the description box, which I have used here in this journal. And yeah, so since you've seen this journal the last time, I have added some things. I have to peek here because I already recorded my German video and I don't want to show you the thing with the photos we are going to do in this video later. So I have to peek where the photos are so that you can't see them already, because I want you to see my process, and perhaps it's a little surprise for you as well. So what I also have done is I have a tiny bit of journaling here. Here I ordered some food online. That is something totally new to me. When I was in Austria, there was the possibility to order food online in, I think, 2 restaurants or so, but there was always, every time I did it, a problem. And here it's really easy, and here I had some Chinese food, which was really amazing. I'm so sorry, there are some cars out there. What the heck? Oh my goodness, I have to close the window. I'm so sorry. I don't know if that was a car or like, a UFO or something. What I was trying to say, I have only a little bit of journaling in here. I'm a bit confused about myself because I was expecting that I would journal way more in this journal. I had planned that, and I also thought about this question that many people have. What do you do with a junk journal when you have finished it? So you have pages, you have a cover, you have put everything together, and you have your journal, but what do you do with that then? And of course, a journal can be used for journaling. Look, to me, this is really weird because, yeah, I have the feeling that I express myself with other things than writing. And perhaps that is the same for you as well. I even couldn't find a real answer to this question, why haven't I journaled more? Because I had planned it. And normally when I make plans, I do what I have planned. Yeah, so that is really, really weird. But perhaps I can manage to journal more in this journal in the future. Perhaps you want to share your thoughts about really writing in a journal in the comments. I would be really interested in your opinion about that. How important is that for you? Do you say, okay, I need some writing here? I mean, here would be really nice space for writing. Yeah, I have left space for writing, but why is here no writing? Do you say that is important to really write something, to be able to read it then later and remember what has happened in that time, which you've documented here? Or do you say, this is already, for example, this is already journaling, even if there's nothing written? What is that? I think it's really like somehow a phenomenon. But yeah, perhaps you want to share your thoughts about that. So what happened? Since you've seen it, this journal, the last time, I have added some things I have found in the current stage of my apartment. And that is, for example, some tape and also this kind of stuff here. I don't know if you can really see it. This is a plastic bag, which I have used, and this is also from that time, while I was painting my walls in the rooms in the apartment. This plastic bag I have used to put my brayers and paintbrushes in to make sure that they can't dry out until I need them the next time. And this is the tape I have used for making some strips on my walls with different colors. Stripes? I think it's stripes, isn't it? Strips is not the right word, I think. So I divided the wall in different sections to be able to paint different colors. And from there I have taken this tape. I have taken the journal to my apartment and I've put it to the floor. And then when I had painted the walls, I have taken off the tape and tried to get it into my journal. The same with these plastic bags. And I have even used those plastic bags, which I didn't need anymore, to get the rest of the paint, which was still in there, to my pages. I've just taken the bags and pressed them randomly to my pages. I found that really relaxing. It was a little bit messy. My hands looked like really dirty in the end, but it was really much fun. And then I have also taken the tape, as I said, and I have glued it to my journal relatively randomly, a little bit aggressively sometimes as well, by crumbling it up a little bit. And I also made some page tabs that came to my mind pretty late, I would say, when I was in this process of sticking the tape down. I thought, I have so much tape. I mean, you can imagine if you paint like 2 or 3 walls, then you have already so much tape that you don't know where to put it anymore, and you want to find perhaps more creative solutions for that idea than just sticking it down. And yeah, because of that, I made these page tabs, but I'm sure there are way more possibilities to use this tape. You could make, for example, a ruffle out of that, or you could use it to make some tags or so, yeah. But in that moment when I did that, I haven't had any other materials than my journal. I only had my journal and the tape. I had no glue, no sewing machine, no scissors and that stuff at hand. But what I'm trying to say is find more creative solutions when you have tape, which you have used to paint your walls, yeah, so that you don't miss the chance of more creative solutions like than I have here. Yeah, so then we have something really cool in this journal, which I got from my new neighbor. I was so happy. It was, I get goosebumps all over my body when I flip to this page. I could just cry because that is just so cute. When I changed my address on my website, for example, and on Facebook and so on, you know, you need the correct address on your social media when you have a business. A few days after I did that, I got a message on Instagram from a woman who is called Petra Sila Fuchs on Instagram. Perhaps you know her. I think Barbara at 49 Dragonflies has also often talked about her. She is such a big inspiration for Barbara and for myself. And I always liked her work, but we didn't know in person. We haven't even messaged before that day when she found out that I moved here to Ulm and that I am her neighbor now. And look what she did. We met. I mean, she said, "Here, I'm your neighbor. Have you known that I am your neighbor?" And I was like, yes, I know that. But I was a little bit afraid of messaging her because I thought I don't want to, you know, in German you would say, mit der Tür ins Haus fallen, to fall into the house with the door. Yeah, so without even opening the door. I don't know if that is a saying in English, but perhaps you know what I mean. I don't want it to be too direct. So when she messaged me, I was so happy. And then she even gave me some really cool tips, and she helped me to find the most amazing drawer in the whole world. I will show you that drawer in one of my future videos. It's still in its pieces in my craft room. That is the only thing that is in my new craft room now. But I'm happy. And that is the most amazing furniture I have ever seen. And I'm so grateful. And when that happened, she said, yeah, here there's a little store. They sell some really cool vintage things and used things. We can go there together. It's opening tomorrow at 3 p.m. Do you want to go there? I have a car. She offered, I mean, please imagine, yeah, we haven't known before. And she offered that she can pick me up with her car. And if I buy some bigger things, she can put that into her car and bring that to my apartment. What the heck? You should know I have sold my car. So I am without a car here in the city. I don't need it because I can use the public transportation options. Is that English? I don't know. To come to where I want to go. But of course, if I want to buy or if I have bigger things, which I have to move from one place to another, then it's a little bit difficult without a car. And that was so nice. And when we went to that store and I bought that drawer, it's not drawer. It's a big drawer. That is something you can take out from that thing where the drawer is in. What is the word? You know, this cupboard. It's also not the right word. No matter. It doesn't matter. I show you that in a future video. I'm so confused because I can't even speak English because this is just so cute. When we went to the shop where I bought this, let's call it furniture, we went back and she said, oh my goodness, I have left something in my apartment. I have to pick that up. I made something for you. And that is this thing. And why am I talking about this stuff so long? Because I want to show this as an example, and there are more examples with this journal and what happened to me during this time. I want to show this as an example for our community. And if you don't want to hear that, please, you know, perhaps you have already skipped it, this part of the video, but I need to say that because this community is just so amazing. I have often talked about that, but in this time of my life, it's just so amazing what people are doing. Holy moly. Don't get emotional, Louisa. Don't cry. Perhaps you can imagine that this time is just so extreme for me. I'm sitting here trying to make a video and trying to make nice content for you, and I try to keep my quality of videos. At the same time, you don't want to see how I look at the moment. I haven't even brushed my hair or my teeth to be able to, sit here and save some time. I mean, I will do that later, of course, but do you know what I mean? My days are totally like crisscross. I jump from my table to the construction site, paint some walls. I mean, we came pretty far with the renovation, but I have still no furniture in my apartment, and I work from boxes. Everything is around me here. You don't want to see that. It's just crazy. For every piece I need, I have to stand up and pick it up from a box. It's just so exhausting. And for example, I made some ideology makes for Tim in this situation. I mean, the quality of my makes is the same, I would say, yeah. And I can be creative in such a surrounding, but it's so hard at the moment. And when you then get something like this and you see all of those lovely comments that you write below the videos, you make so many thoughts about my situation. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to cry, but it's just so nice and so heartwarming what you do. And this is only one example for the community and for the love in the community. It's just amazing. Holy moly. This is a little book Petra made. Oh, by the way, Petra has a really cool YouTube channel as well. The link is down below in the description box. Go to her channel, subscribe, look what she's doing. She is just amazing. Go to her Instagram, subscribe to her Instagram. You will get, I promise you, you will get a ton of inspiration. She's a really amazing artist. And she made this. Look, this is something really cool. Not only because she has obviously made this by herself. This is she, and this is me. I mean, look how cute is that. And this is a little book which says Künstler-Nachbarschaftshilfe. I don't know if the word Nachbarschaftshilfe is available in English, but that means when neighbors help each other. And this is the word Künstler is artist, so that means the neighbors who are artists are helping each other. This is a noun, but I don't know the noun in English. And look what she did. She has written Welcome in Ulm. So Ulm is the name of the city I am here. And she wished me a creative start in this city. And then she has written all of the places where she thinks I should go, where I can find inspiration, where I can find creative things. Here's a list with flea markets where she thinks that I should go. This is also a flea market. And then she also has a list with special places where she thinks that when you are an artist that could be interesting for you. Look, I mean, what the heck? This is so much work. And she puts so much effort into thinking about this and writing this down. I mean, do you have those things all like in the front of your head? I don't think so. She had to think about this and then write it down. And she even put a coupon in here for something really special, because here in Ulm there's the Künstlerei, that is a group of artists who, yeah, I can't explain that in English. I really can't explain that in English. But she has put, and she's part of this group, and she has put a coupon for me so that she can show me the place where that happens, and that is just so cute. I'm just amazed by this little book. Here she also has put some things that are regarding to nature where I could go, also things around Ulm. So crazy. Petra, if you see this, I think you watched my German video, so there I already said some things about this. This is so cute, but I want to say it here as well. Perhaps you watch my English video and not the German one for some reasons. Thank you so much for this. This is, oh my goodness, I think I need a tissue or something. This is just so amazing. Check her out, please. Check her out. And please take a second to think about our community and what we are. I think we should think about that way more often, especially when you have a YouTube channel and you think, or you do other things like social media for your living. Please think about the community itself. I mean, I have sometimes the feeling that we forget, between all the things we have to do, how amazing we all are. You have brought that to my attention with your comments as well, because you have written, how is it possible that you make videos and that you make content for us, that you do your like normal job while you are moving? And that brought a lot of strength to myself and a lot of, how is the English word for that? For my inner strength. That was really, really important, and it still is, because there are comments about that daily, and I feel really, really honored that you see that, what I'm doing here at the moment. I don't want to say that so that you think, oh my goodness, how much is she doing? I do that because I want to do that. I need to do that. Without junk journaling, without this channel, without my shop, and without doing digitals and being creative, and without you, I would not be who I am. I have to do it. Otherwise, I would, yeah, some parts of me would die if I won't do that. I don't want to have you the feeling that I say that you write more lovely comments. Yeah, don't get me wrong. That's not fishing for compliments or something like that. But I want you to see for yourself what you are doing, especially when you have a channel or doing, you know, social media for a living. And also, if you don't do that, if you do that just for your private fun, please take a moment and think about what is that stuff doing for you, for your mental health, for your, perhaps also for your physical health, and try to put that on a little golden plate to see it and to appreciate that, because I think that is really, really, really important, especially in times like this time is for me at the moment. I also got a card. That's why I'm stopping here at this page. The card was in this envelope, so I made this little storage thingy here just by gluing the envelope on here. And the card, that is so cute, is by Dani. I have talked about her in one of my other videos when I showed you the journal I have purchased from her years ago. Dani is I Feel Crafty 2 on YouTube and the other social medias. I will link her socials down below as well. And she made this cute little card for me. This is a really, really, really extremely funny thing in German, but I can't translate that to English. I really can't, because it has a play with words in it, and I think this is not existing in English. But she made this cute card for me, and she's just so cute. And she has written some personal things in here. I can't show you that, but this warmed my heart so much, because she was also a person who was there for me with thinking about things, being there as a friend during this hard time in my life. And I'm so happy that I have this card in my journal here. It's, for me, this is just amazing. And I'm so happy that she has sent this to me while I was making this journal. Then I could directly put it in here and give it a place where it can be forever and where I will treasure it forever. So then there's another thing that I got, and I have already, for the German video, I have already taken a part of what I got and put that into my journal. I got a happy mail from one of my German viewers, and she was just so cute when she said that she had a package for me. Where is this now? Oh, that's not normal. It's just not normal. Where is it? She has had a package for me I mean, she had the box where she had the things, you know, put the things in for a while in her apartment. And she said that she, every time when she found something where she thought that I could use that, she put that into the box. And then she got the information that I moved. And with that, she put something, with that information, she has put something special. I have the feeling that here are some effies or something in my craft room. Where the heck is this page? That is not normal. I mean, what is happening here? I have put it in here yesterday when I recorded the other video. Here we go, I have it. So there were, holy cow, there was a pretty big sheet of wrapping paper, packaging paper, and this says bread and salt for your new home. And in that paper, I mean, I have obviously cut this out to make this belly band here. And in that paper, oh, there was this little heart on the paper as well. I've cut that out and put it here. And in that wrapping paper, there was salt, green salt, by the way. I mean, if you know me, you know I love green. And there was also some bread. This looks already a little bit weird because I have already had some of these. I have cut a piece of this out and put it here to remember the bread. I want to have one of these, even if I know that they are already a little bit old, because, you know, when I got the package, I had some of these, and then I have left the package open to be able to celebrate this moment with you in this video. And now this is, you know, it's old, but I think it's still eatable. Yeah. This, I lost my track. Bread, salt, belly band. She has made so many thoughts about the things in that box. You can't imagine that. I mean, you know that I normally don't unbox Happy Mails on my channel. In the past I have done that, but I have decided to not do that anymore, because then you would see nothing else than unboxing Happy Mails, because I really get a lot and I'm so happy about that. I appreciate every single package that I get. And when I show this in particular, I don't want to say that this is more worth than other Happy Mails. This is exactly the same worth like all of the other things I get. But I have to decide somehow what I show, and every single piece I show is an example for the love and for what you are giving to me and to the rest of the community. So please don't get that wrong. Yeah, I will not say the name of the person who has sent this to me, because I don't know if she's okay with that. I have missed to ask her, so that is being said. Yeah, I have not forgotten the name, or yeah, I don't want to say it. I don't want to not say it on purpose. No, that makes no sense. I don't say it because of the privacy of the person. Yeah, so let me have this. Perhaps it's getting better with my English. I don't know. I'm planning. Oh my goodness. This is like eating corrugated cardboard, because that is so old. It was really good. Oh my goodness. When the package was new and this was fresh. Holy cow. I'm planning on taking, I'm planning to take this off when the salt is empty. She has put this here with a little, like, you know, you can remove this without destroying it. And then I will put that somewhere here to my page. But first I have to taste this salt. By the way, do you know this it's not transition. Wie heißt das denn? Holy moly, wie heißt das denn? Bitte, ich weiß noch nicht mal, wie das auf Deutsch heißt. I don't even know how. Tradition. Yeah, it's not transition. Tradition. Tradition. That is the word. Do you know the tradition with salt and bread when you move to a new home? Do you know that there where you live? Would be really interested in that. Because sometimes I have the feeling I know something from, you know, from the German area, yeah, like Austria or Germany. And then sometimes I think I talk about something and perhaps you don't know that in your area, but perhaps you want to let me know the thing with the bread and the salt if you know that where you live. In that Happy Mail, there was also this cool envelope. She has cut this out with die cuts, obviously. This fond, I mean, and then I have attached this envelope here as well so that I can put some papers in there or whatever, tags or so. And then I also got a really, really cute card from a German viewer. And this is just so funny. I mean, yeah, I think I don't have the right vocabulary to get into detail about this image, but look at the back. And please enjoy this handwriting for just a second. Isn't this just amazing? I could imagine having a whole printable just with this handwriting. It's so amazing. It's medium hard for me to read this, but I can read it. And the good thing about the effort you have to take to read it, that makes the card more enjoyable. If you can read something really easily because someone has a really, you know, readable handwriting, look, this person is also able to write so that you can read it immediately. But if the whole card was written with this writing here, with this handwriting, it would take less time to read the card. This way, you have to stay with this card way longer and you have more time to enjoy what is written here and to enjoy that this person has sent the card to you. By the way, this card is by Enzio and he has a YouTube channel as well. I will link that down below for you. I'm so sorry. His channel is in German, if you can understand German. And if you like jokes and like really comments and sayings that sound like a really funny poem without rhymes, go and check him out. Amazing person. And he is somehow also not only one of the persons I met in the, I would say in the middle of my junk journal journey, but someone who I am following since the very first time of his channel. And I think I can say that without being arrogant or so, but I think I was one of the persons who inspired that he has a channel. And I'm proud of that. And I think I can say that. So I'm just thinking, do I have everything? No, I think that's it. What you have like missed since the last time you have seen the journal. I want to glue some photos into my journal and I want to combine those photos with some pieces from my collage fodder buffet. We made that together in another video. You can see the pieces laying around on my table here, which I made in the other video. The idea behind a collage fodder buffet is to have things at hand which you can just take and put into your journal without the need of creating something from scratch, so that you have, like a buffet of interesting and inspiring things that you can combine with other things that you want to put in your journal, or you can even use them by themselves. All of my collage fodder buffet pieces are made from the construction junk or pieces I have found during the time of the renovation of my apartment. Also some things like, for example, food packaging, like this here. This was from a little snack, candy, sweet chocolate, thing. I made this and I want to have this as a memory in my journal, of course, but this is some kind of an ephemera collage fodder piece as well at the same time. And I want to combine that with the photos. And I also want to give you an answer to a question that I have read so often during the past few weeks. The question you have is, who the heck is this ominous landlord she's talking about the whole time? Some of you already got the answer by using your brain and your eyes. I think when I posted this photo, you had the answer, because my landlord is no one else than Sasha. If you follow me already, if you have seen my other videos in the past, you know who Sasha is. And when I posted this photo, I think you got the information just by the photo, even if this was something I made for his birthday as a little surprise. We have created this card with this little blue bird. I mean, the bird is black and white, but on the original card it's blue. Wait, the card is there in the... I will quickly take the card. I have it here. Wait. Can show you the original card. This is really good. I mean, look, and this is the card from the photo, obviously. And I made this as a little surprise for his birthday. And some of you thought that I traveled to him to give him the card and that this was the first moment we met. But that is unfortunately not the truth. Because when we took this photo, I was already here, and we already have been in the renovation stage of this thing. Yeah, so I traveled here to do the renovation with him, and during that time there was his birthday, and during that time we took this photo. And it was really hard for me to not answer to your questions and to the things you have written, because I wanted to keep this, like, you know, a little secret, to have the surprise for you as well, because you are so cute and you follow me and you followed my life here. Yeah, I mean, what am I doing here? I'm sharing my life on this channel. Not only my life, but also my life. And I wanted to have you this feeling, or yeah, something similar to what I felt when this happened. Okay, so let me put this away so that I don't accidentally glue this to my journal, because it is his card, of course. And he has also a little coupon on the back, so I have to put it back where it was. So perhaps you are wondering why this is black and white, and all of the other photos are black and white as well. That is because I was, again, inspired by Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. She made a journal for her brother, and she had really colorful pages, and she printed her photos in black and white. And when she did the flip through of that journal with all of those black and white photos on those colorful backgrounds she made, I don't know how many hours she has spent on that journal. Check that out. The link of the flip through of the journal is down below in the description box. Check that journal out. I was sitting there, my mouth was open the whole time, and I was like, what the heck is that? What am I seeing there on her desk? I was so amazed by that journal, not only by the fact of the black and white photos, but also how she incorporated those rectangular photos into the journal. She has also some round photos, but I was impressed by those rectangular photos, because that is always so hard, isn't it? If you have rectangles all over the place, it's so hard to get them into the journal in like a visual flow, and that it is not like, bam, there's a rectangle. One point that I wanted to try out, what I have seen in her video, is to try to print the photos in black and white. She has talked about that in her video as well. If you want to see that, I mean, there's no question if you want to see it. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. You must go there and watch it, please. It's just amazing. And I thought I'd try that out to print the photos in black and white, because I have the same situation in my journal here, that I have a ton of colors, and I wanted to try that out. And I can already tell you it's amazing to have black and white photos, because I already recorded the German version of the video you're watching right now. And with that, I already made the experience with these black and white photos. So I know what I'm talking about here. So that is also rare that I know what I'm talking about. But let's do this. Let's just do this. So I thought, let me take, what do I want to take first? How to do this? So I thought, let's take this one. I thought, if I take my photos and just glue them down here, I mean, that's already nice. Look how that looks. I mean, this is perhaps a little small. Let's take a bigger one. Look how cool this is. I mean, the black and white brings some calm to this page somehow. I mean, here are not so many crazy colors. Let me see. Here, for example, look, this red, this orange, this green, this purple. It's like really blah somehow. This green, extremely green. But look, the photo is somehow popping out, even if it has no color and it is, you know, just black and white. What is that? This is somehow busy, the craziest page ever. And when I put this here, I immediately, I mean, that is my feeling. Yeah, perhaps you see it totally different, but my feeling is it immediately gets a focal point, and this whole stuff goes to the background. Just in the moment when I put this here. That is crazy. But this is already nice, but I don't want to put my photos just by gluing them here. I want to put something around them. And I thought I want to have some frames for my photos. So if you are able to make some things in Photoshop, what are you going to do? Yes, you make yourself some frames and then you throw them into your shop, because you want the other people to have frames as well. And that is exactly what I have done. I have made a digital ephemera pack for my shop with frames. It's called Let's Frame It. Of course, you can find the link down below in the description box. And little note, these pictures here are just for the preview of my item. Yeah, so when you see this, I always do that, print out this preview picture so that you have an easier job to find this item in my shop, so that you can't mix it up with something else or get confused. If you want to have these photos, you have to print out the preview. You get that with the download as well. And then you cut these 3 out from here, but they are not part of the printable. The printable is just those frames. I did this so that you can see what you can do with these like weird shapes, so that it is easier to understand. Yeah, the printable has a ton of these frames. It's 11 pages in total. As you can see, I've already used some of the frames here for my German video, but of course you get the full pages. This is just because I have cut it out for the other video. And you get a ton of these frames. You can print them out on the paper of your choice. This is 200 GSM. I did this on a little thicker paper because my pages are so textured and I want to have sturdy frames. You could even, of course, print this out on copy paper or more flimsy paper than this is, yeah, depending on what you want to do with these frames. And perhaps you see that these inner rectangles are not all the same size, and the width of the frames is also not always the same. I did that on purpose because I thought, if you want to make a journal with photos, or you could also put other things into these frames, like, you know, butterflies, magazine cutouts, or whatever you have, dried plants, or whatever you like. You could even turn this into a specimen frame thingy. Sometimes when you want to if you want to use more than one frame in a journal, you don't want to have the same proportion every time. And because of that, I made these little things here in different proportions. And then you also have an easier job to put your photos behind. Because look, for example, these little ducks, this photo and this one here. They have different proportions, and I think you often have that. If you crop a photo, or if you have photos from your phone and then from your camera, the aspect ratio is always a little different. And with that, you have the problem that some frames which are all the same don't fit around the photo. And that's the reason why these are all a little different. The size of the outer shape here is like the same on these sheets, but you can of course shrink this down and print it smaller just by telling your printer, print this to 80% or 50% or how small you want to have it. And if you do that, you have a whole variety of sizes. You could also print this to a label sheet. That's what I did here. This is just a DIN A4 sheet, which is, come off, which you could stick somewhere. So this is sticky. So you could easily turn these frames into stickers as well. I mean, easy peasy job, yeah? So cut them out. You have stickers, glue them to your journal around the photos, and then you are done. I have also a page where the frames are smaller with this printable. So this you will get with the printable as well. I thought it's good to already have two different sizes with the first print you do. And then when you have that on your desk, you can decide, do I need like a medium size, which is between this small size and this size? And then you can think about that and tell your printer on which percentage it shall print. If you think, oh, I don't want to cut all of these things here out, I mean, it's really fast, but you don't have to do that. You could even take a photo, and perhaps you also have something where you think, okay, these things here are not the right proportion for my photo. Perhaps you have really weird photos, yeah? I have given my best to get the most variety in here, but perhaps you have something that is really weird and that doesn't fit behind the frame after you have cut this out. Then you could even take a photo. Let me just pick one where it makes sense. Let me see. And glue that on top here, like this. So let's say this is not the right size for your photo when you have cut it out and you have the hole in here. And you think that looks not so nice, or you don't want to cut this out, then you can even take the photo and just glue it over here, over this white area, and it looks like a frame as well. Yeah, so that would be an easier alternative for doing this. So let's take some of these frames and let's see what we can do with those and how to put the photos in there, and especially what to do with those bigger photos, because there's another thing I thought about if you have photos which are bigger. So what I'm going to do is I will first cut some of these frames out. For the outline here, I just use my scissors. You could even take your paper trimmer, of course. I don't know why I'm not doing that, because it's laying right beside me. Don't know. And when I have cut that out, I will take this kind of knife and a ruler and cut out this inner part. So here we go. I have cut some of the frames out. As you perhaps can see, on the printable itself, there is some inking already. I did that digitally. But when you cut this, it can happen that you see the white edge of the paper. I don't like that, so I go around here with some Scorched Timber Oxide ink. You could even do that, of course, with Distress ink or watercolors or whatever you have at hand. I just do this really quickly, because I just want to get rid of this white which comes from the cutting of the paper. And then we can already decide which frame we want to use for which photo. I'm excited. I really like how these came out. And of course you can customize these frames as extremely as you want. You could stamp to them, you could perhaps die cut something out here, or glue die cuts on the frames, or whatever you want. Here there happened a little mistake, but that is not so crazy because I want to also show you something how you can make these frames bigger if you have a bigger photo, but using this print. So I don't need this edge here for that idea. So let's leave this here on the side so that we don't forget that this is the destroyed one. Then we can, let's see, I have to think about this. This, no, don't mix it up, Louise. This is a special photo, so that needs to go in a special spot in my journal. And the others, I think we can, just take them, and then I just take the frame and put the frame over here to see, oh, this is even a little narrow, to see where it fits the best. So I think this would be good. This was in the grocery store. I just made a photo of my basket with the groceries. This was a birthday present. One of these little ducks is in Sasha's bathroom now, and the other one will go to my own bathroom once it's finished. I bought these for his birthday. And yes, in real they are black. And then we took some, I call them condition photos, while we were on the construction site / taking a break. And all of these, you can see, they are those kind of photos. Sometimes we look really weird. Here, for example. Yeah. Here we had a piece of fruit. Marlies, if you are watching, this is the piece of fruit we had. Okay, so let's see. We need both of these for one of the bigger photos because, let's take these away, because look, when I take this and I take, for example, this frame with this, this is smaller, the hole, than here. If I take that, then you can see it doesn't fit in here. So I would need to print this photo smaller. Waste of ink, waste of paper, waste of time. If I take this, it's too big because you can see the photo is too narrow. I have these slots here. I could, of course, take this. I think the proportion of this portion of the photo, which is then shown in the frame, would be okay for me. I could still use some washi tape or something to cover this slot, but there's another solution just by taking 2 of the frames and making this bigger, and that is what I want to show you in the next couple of minutes. Let's just put this behind here so that we have the right position. Let's then lift this up, turn it around, and then just take some tape. Just want to have it straight on here. And stick this here for a moment. I will take that to my sewing machine in a second and sew around there so that I don't need more glue than this is. If you don't have a sewing machine, please make sure that you glue this with, for example, a liquid glue or some glue of your choice. But for me, it's okay when it's like this because, I will sew around and then my sewing will hold everything together. And I will also take a little bit sturdier material to back these because where is that? Where have I put my packaging paper which I wanted to use for that step? Oh, it's on the floor. Where else can it be? Everything is on the floor. I want to use this. This is just from food packaging, to put that behind the frames so that the whole thing gets a little sturdier, because the pages in my journal are pretty textured and I want this to be like popping out, sturdy and easy to glue. So I will put this here, go to my sewing machine and then sew around here, cut everything out again, and then I will come back. But now we have to do this first because I don't want to run to my sewing machine twice. We have to solve this little problem first. Because look, if I would put this photo in here, this would be totally weird because the portion of the photo is weird. I want to have parts of my arm here because this is just, you know, this is just a nice picture, isn't it? And there's the problem that this is, on the one hand, too short here, this whole, and the photo is too narrow at the same time. So what can we do? Let's take this, let's tear this here. And I have taken 2 frames with different openings here on purpose so that you can see, like, you know, the extremist case that you could have. Then it's like this. The width of this is the same because of the printable. If we now take this and put this on here, we can determine how high this has to be. Line this up there. Line this up here. Just like this. Take some glue and just glue one frame to the other. Yes, I know that this inner part is still not correct, but we will do that in a second. Just like this. Glue here and here on the left and the right. Press the photo into the right position. Take this and line it up here on the bottom where the photo ends. Line it up here and here so that this frame and this frame is lined up on the left and the right. Just like this. And then I put the photo to the very left of this edge here. So can you see here's now the slot, and I line it up so that this is this and this and this is already nice. Yeah. So then in the next step we can cut off what is too much here. Take a pencil and a knife. You know that you have to cut along this line, so, you know, make this cut longer. You can see here approximately how far that has to be. It is a little confusing perhaps. Do you know what I am trying to do here? Hopefully. So you can take a ruler, line it up with this little edge here, and then, you know, make this line longer. Holy moly. Just like this. And then connect both of these, and then just cut this stuff off. Look, like this. Perhaps this is the most difficult way to do that. Perhaps you find an easier way. If yes, let me know. Sometimes my brain works a little weirdly. Weird, I don't know. I know that this is not the same, but that is great because we have grunge in the journal and we can solve that. And now, look, this is obviously a little bit too big, but that is one of the solutions you could do. Depending on the frames you choose from the printable, this might be a little different with the different frames. I think I want to even have it like this. We could even, I mean, this covers up a lot of my face now. We could even take this and cut this a little more narrow and straight, especially straight. I know then the slot gets bigger, but then this little weird edge is not covering my face. So then we have it like this, and I will ignore this slot for a moment. I will just turn this around and glue this in here, then take my food packaging material back, this thing with the food packaging. Something is crooked here. And then I will go to my sewing machine and just sew everything together. If you don't have a sewing machine, please use glue. And if you want to imitate sewing, you can, of course, take a pen and draw a faux stitching. You could use a stamp and stamp some stitching if you have a stamp that can imitate stitching. And if you want to have the texture of stitching, try to use your stamp and then emboss that, for example, with embossing powder or embossing glaze. Then you have the texture of like stitching. Yeah, then it feels a little bit like a thread somehow. So here I'm back from my sewing machine. I first went around here with a zigzag stitching, and then I went around this outer frame here with, I'm sorry, with a running stitch. I did that for all of the photos. Here on the bigger one we still have this little stuff, but we will solve this problem in a second. So I like to take the photo I want to use first and then just hold it to a page and see if it speaks to me or not. This would be really nice, but I don't want to cover up this writing from this old newspaper. This looks already really good. I have this L here by coincidence on the Tim Holtz fabric. L, Louise, you know. So let's see, what else do we have from the Collage Fodder Buffet? Here is pretty much red and orange. So let's see what we have that has similar colors. We have these. And I even have another piece of this paper, which is the same like here. So why don't we make a little tab here somehow? This is probably a little bit too big. Yes. What about here? I want to leave this green here peeking out because I have the green here so that it is cohesive somehow. If we want to have the red from here, we would probably have to take one of these and can't cover my writing here. If this happens, I think the journal tells you that this is not the right page. I have learned that with the German video, because when I have put the photos there to the pages, there was this, oh my goodness, this looks awesome moment. And I haven't had that on the other page. Yeah, look, this is way better, isn't it? Not sure about the orange yet, but I really like this here. Perhaps we can balance this with something else. Let's see, what else do I have in my Collage Fodder Buffet? Do we need more black here? Let's see. I have some of these black pieces. I think here something is missing. A little bit big, isn't it? And I really like these gold splatters here. Oh, this is good. Here it's a little curved so that we can still see the golden splatters. That is probably good, but now it's one line here. That is not so good. Problem solved. Perhaps we can even use this little guy here to bring this orange a little more to the background. And then let's see if we have one of our stamped botanicals. We made these in another video, also available in the playlist I'm talking about the whole time. Perhaps you want to check that out. And these are also the plans I have used to make my printable. Here, this is not a plant, but a more abstract thing, as you can see. The link to that printable is also down below in the description box, of course. And I also want to say a very big thank you to all of you who already have purchased that printable and the others I have brought to the table with this journal. That helps a lot at the moment. As you can imagine, I can't do 100% for my shop and my YouTube channel and all of that. I have to really think about what makes sense, what do you need from me, which messages do I have to answer first, what is the most important thing to do. And sometimes that is not so easy, especially on days like today is such a day where I think, and I said that in the beginning of the video, what the heck shall I do first? Sometimes not so easy to decide. And with that being said, I'm even more thankful that you go to my shop and that you support me and my shop and my business here. That helps really a lot in this time. So thank you very, very much for that. And if you've never been in my shop and perhaps you are new here and perhaps you want to check the shop out, or you need some printables, perhaps you need something that is totally different to this, I have a ton of printables in my shop. Perhaps you want to check that out. The link to my shop, of course, is also down below in the description box. So, can you see how fast and easy this is? I mean, somehow I feel like a magician when I do this. Of course, I'm not a magician, but it feels like that because I have these prepared things from my collage fodder buffet, and I can now take, for example, these florals or this little scrap here, which I already have prepared, and these things are ready to go, and I can now just take them and glue them down. And that feels so weird on the one hand, because what am I doing here? I'm gluing things down, yeah. No drying time because of inking something or spritzing spray or whatever. I mean, we could splatter to the photos, we can do that later as well, we could do this now, but do you know what I mean? You can just take the stuff from the collage fodder buffet and glue it down here and you are ready. That is just so cool. And at the same time it looks nice, doesn't it? Here I'm missing something. So let me see. Do we have some weird objects which are not used yet? Yes, we have some. We perhaps have some lace from the Happy Mail with the salt and the bread. That is really helpful. This is, to be honest, the only piece of lace I have available here at the moment. I don't know what to do when I have used it up. Absolutely no idea. Ooh. Oh no, come on. Stay here. For this little coin, it would probably make sense to take a clamp to hold this down for a moment. And I'm just thinking, I have cut out some words and sentiments from junk mail I got here. This is all German, obviously, but just want to see if there's something that matches. Perhaps the word wir, that means we in English. So this is all from, yeah, junk mail I got in the mailbox. And somehow there are words that match, sentiments that match this theme. Dafür sind wir hier. Because of that we are here. Abends, in the evening. This means design colors. This comes from my wall paint. This says Ort, that means place. And that is really cool. And I think, but this is green. Hui. Mode. Mich mag. Die. That is sometimes the words are a little weird, and I didn't know when I cut them out if I really can use them. But let's see. Oh, that makes sense. Look, wir hier. That is really cool. That means we and here It's not a whole sentence, but it's like, we are here. Do I have sind are? No. Now I have to take this off to see how it looks. Is this good? I don't like it here. I like it on the page, but I don't like it here because the attention goes to the coin here somehow. So let's see if we can put that into the collage somehow. I mean, then it's part of the whole thing as well, isn't it? And it's still a caption for the photo. Yeah, it wants to go here. Can I go on with this clamp there? Let's see. What about this photo with the groceries? In which direction do I have to use that? I think it was taken like this. I already had the problem with another photo of food that yeah, I have put it in the journal into the wrong direction, but I will be careful with this. If you want to see how I put these photos, I mean, this is obviously one that was already here before you started watching this video. If you want to see that and how I did that, you can watch the German video, which is already online when you see this. There I have put the other photos, which you can see here, into my journal. Because, you know, I have searched for a solution how to do this whole thing, because I have only this one journal, of course, and I don't want to put photos into my journal twice just to have an English and a German video. That makes no sense. So I have split that so that I have other photos in the German video than in this video. So if you're interested in that and seeing them, you can check out the German video. And I also want to thank you if you already do that. I mean, there are many people who write, oh, I watch your German video always, and I learned some German with that. That makes me so happy. And of course, that supports my channel a lot if you do that. So that is really, really, really appreciated. One, two, Barbara, the little Barbara in me. That's me. We need a third one somehow. Here. Let's take some of this lace and put this here. Then this little guy. And I have the feeling that I need something underneath here, because this piece is so fat that I want to, but that looks weird. Can we make this into something that peeks out, like a tab? This already has this fold here. I could even do it perhaps like this, so then the problem would also be solved, because the problem is the photo is coming up here a little bit because of this thick material. But if I do it like this, then this would be absolutely no problem. But I want to staple this on. I just have to find my staple replacements, because I know that my stapler is empty. Holy cow. I don't lie, it's half an hour later now. I finally found this stapler. Oh my goodness. I wanted to use my tiny attacher, but I couldn't find the staples. I wanted to find this, but it was not here. And I was sure that I had seen it somewhere the other day. If you don't hear anything from me anymore one day, then you know that this shit has driven me crazy. I'm so sorry for this word. I just want to make nice videos for you, and I want to make this for myself as well. Yeah, it's a little perhaps selfish as well, but I just want to make this and be happy, and then this shit happens all the time, the whole day. It's so I'm sorry. And you know, just for such a little thing, searching around for such a little thing, I mean, I of course am willing to put effort into my work and what I'm doing here, but not for those senseless things like searching for a stapler. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. So let's staple this on here. I want to put a lot of staples in here so that it looks like somehow sewn with metal thread. Is that something that makes sense? I don't know, but it holds this down, of course, at the same time really, really well. And destination is also a good word for this photo because, you know, here, food. If you are hungry, you need a store, and that is your destination, isn't it? And it's really cool for me because since I have sold my car, I can, you know, I can go with my feet through the grocery store. Does that make sense? Even to the city, but that makes no sense because, I mean, this grocery store is not in the center of the city, and when you read Stadt, city, then it you associate the center of a city, and that is not good. I think I don't have something that fits here, but we can also perhaps leave this like it is. Perhaps we can find later some more things we could add here. I'm just a little bit worried about the glue here. I think I have to press this down for a while so that the glue can grab. Okay, so this little guy, the little Barbara in me said this has to go here so that we have this here, you know, it's like a little do you know what I mean? So then let's perhaps take this big photo, and this is a special photo to me because this was the very first photo we have taken together, and I thought I want to put that here to the very first page of my journal, to give this journal something like an opening or so. I want to have some kind of journaling space on this page as well. How to manage that? And I really like the black. Perhaps we could try to turn this into a flip thingy so that I can use the back of the photo for journaling. I mean, I would need to put some gesso over here to be able to write on this mozzarella stick packaging, but that's no problem. But the good thing about making a hinge here and this flip thing is that I have an easy job to attach that to this plastic, because this page is plastic. It's made from a plastic gift bag. So let's perhaps use some of the Ideology tape here to attach that. And I really like this yellow thing here. when I collage something, then I like to break those straight lines I might have somewhere. And somehow I changed my mind in this second, because I'm just remembering something that I wanted to write here with a golden pen. I can't put the photo here. No, no, no. I want to do that idea on this page. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I can't put the photo there. But what about here? But then, I mean, that looks even better. Look, that looks even better. But then we would see this shit on the other side, because this is transparent. Extra knusprig. Extra crunchy. If this was on the other page, then we would see this like so. But then it should be somehow like this, so that we can read this like it was there on purpose. Oh, is there an alternative? The plan was to have this photo like in the beginning of the journal. And perhaps you should just follow your plans. I mean, let me do it. I will put it here with a hinge, and if I then later on don't like this anymore, I can still back that with something else, glue something over it or put gesso on it. That would be still possible to make this then more neutral and more matching to the rest. Yeah, because I want this photo to be here in the very beginning. Okay, shall we do it so that we can flip it up or to the side? I think I like it better to the side, so that writing on the back is easier then. So I just hit this down here. And then let's flip this open and put another piece of the tape here. And let's then think about how to cover this up. You could now, of course, just take a washi tape and stick that over there. You could make a ruffle from some fabric, put that over there. Just a piece of scrap paper would work. Or what I thought is to put a collage to this area here, but just realizing I have to make sure that I still can open this and that I don't go over this tape here with my collage, because otherwise I can't open this anymore. But what if I just take a piece of this, which is long enough to cover this. That should be no problem with the lace there, because it's flexible. And then I want something below the lace, because there the raw material peeks through. Oh, I think I've just found something that is perfect. This is also a piece of wallpaper. I have had this in my bathroom, I think. Let's see. Ooh, oh no. Yeah, that looks really cool, but there's still a bit of the shit showing through. What else do I have? I need some bigger material. I just remembered that I have seen my Tim Holtz washi tapes in one of the boxes, so I just picked them up because I don't want to be so limited here with what I can do. So I will just search for, oh, just found it, a washi tape that matches here. Just cover this up. And I mean, you could already, of course, leave this exactly like it is. Why not? That would be a problem to solve. That would be a solution to solve the problem when the photo is too narrow for the frame. Let's perhaps take a piece of this one. I have the feeling that we don't even need this, or perhaps in a more narrow way. Let me be brave and cut this off, because this is pretty massive, or it was massive. Now it's not so massive anymore. Yeah, look. Now I have the feeling that this is not so, it's not so crazy anymore. So let's put this on here. Uh-oh. This is a little bit fragile. Okay, so the rest is sturdy, I guess. Okay. If not, I can still later on put some gel medium on top to hold these little fibers in place. I would love to have something here, a quote or so. This means giving room, and that is definitely something Sasha has done for me, not only with giving me the possibility to rent the apartment, but also in another way. He gave me room even without knowing it, so that was far before I knew that I could have this apartment and that I could rent it. That was in the end of the last year, when he gave me room in my head for thinking about things. And he did that with playing music and just being himself. Or being him, what is the right grammar? I think you know what I mean. He didn't even know what he did for me, and that he brought me out from a really, really hard situation. I had creative problems, couldn't find any ideas anymore, and so on. And he did a lot for me without even knowing that. And he gave my brain room for thinking and being creative again, and somehow realizing that the life I was living at that point is not the life I wanted to live. And he did that without talking to me or talking to me about that. Yeah, so just happened. I mean, in the meantime, of course, he knows what he has done, but at that point, he didn't know that. We could turn this into a tuck spot. Concentration. We have to put the glue here and here. And by the way, if you want to join the next living room concert on Sascha's channel, it's on every first Sunday of each month. So if you want to have a little chat with me and listen to some music, then we can meet there again. Some of you already have put the date to their calendars. That makes me really happy. And if you want to listen to his music and chat a little bit with me there, then we can meet there. To be honest, I don't know the exact date at the moment, but it's the next first Sunday of the next month, so I think you can easily find that out which date it is. I'm so sorry. I don't have my calendar at hand here at the moment, but I can also link the information for you down below in the description box so that you can find that out easier. And perhaps he has already set up the link for the live, so then you can click it and click the notification thing. I think I want to put this inside of this tuck spot later. I don't put it in there completely now because I don't want to have this sticking to the glue, which is still wet. But do you remember when we made this? I think it was in the English video, wasn't it? I'm not so sure. Perhaps it was in the German video, but I'm pretty sure it was in the English video. Perhaps you remember that I was struggling a little bit with my words because I wanted to say something which I had seen on this card, what happened here, but I didn't say it because I didn't want to take the surprise, who is my landlord, and what I was thinking about. Because when I had this was from a packaging, and I sanded the package. In the first moment, this was completely black. You could see these letters. No, yeah, it was black on black. And you could feel them, but you could hardly see them. When I sanded over this, the letters came more to the foreground. If we ignore this here, then we can see, and that was what I saw in that video where I was then stopping what I was thinking and saying what I was thinking. I saw the S here and the L here for Sascha and Luisa, you know. So I wanted to let you know that because I know that many of you watch my videos really, really intensely, and that sometimes you ask me things, why did you stop there, or why have you been so weird in that moment? And that is the reason. Where is that the last photo for today? Yes, I think it's the last one. Is this interesting enough when we leave it like this? Yeah, why not? Why not? I will leave it here for the moment like it is. Perhaps I will stamp to this later or write something here or whatever. I even also want to add the dates to the frames when I have taken the photos, but for that I need my phone to check the dates where I have taken the photos, and then I will write them to each of the photos. So this is it for today. What can you expect with the next videos? Probably the same chaos like today and in the past few weeks. If you can live with that, then you can follow me on this adventure. I have some more photos here, as you have seen in the beginning, and I want to prepare the frames without the camera, because you have seen already how I did this with the frames. And then when I have the photos prepared, I can put them to my collage photo buffet and then put them into my journal as well. And I also want to come up with some more ideas what you could do with these frames. In this video, we have used them in a really basic way, used them like they are. We have manipulated them a little bit to make them bigger, but that is still, you know, with this one here, but it is still some basic stuff, isn't it? But I want to have some more interest for these frames, and I also don't want to have them all the same throughout the journal. And that is what you are going to see in the next video. Some more ideas how you could include photos and these frames and what you could do with them. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. Have a very great and creative day. Bye bye.